Top 5 fruits that can trigger stroke and heart attack in seniors. Here are the top 5 fruits that can lead to stroke, and 90% of older adults completely overlook them. Especially shocking is fruit number 1. It's considered a superfood and praised by millions, yet it's one of the most dangerous triggers of heart attack. For each fruit, I'll also give you 3 practical tips that can significantly lower your risk of stroke. Number 5. Canned fruit cocktail. The thick syrup in canned fruit cocktail isn't natural fruit juice. It's added sugar, a form of refined sugar that's now recognized as one of the most serious disease-causing agents of the 21st century. When you eat just 1 spoonful of fruit soaked in syrup, your body doesn't process it like fruit. Instead, it treats it like a dose of refined sugar, causing a sudden spike in blood sugar and forcing the pancreas to release insulin at high intensity. If this pattern continues over time, it leads to chronic inflammation, a slow-burning fire inside your blood vessels. This damages the endothelial lining, causing your arteries to stiffen. The now rough surface becomes a perfect trap for bad cholesterol, LDL, and other blood cells to stick to, forming plaques that narrow the arteries, raise blood pressure, and may rupture, creating dangerous blood clots. You don't need to eliminate canned fruits entirely, but they should be used wisely to reduce your risk of stroke. Look for products with a yellow label that says packed in 100% juice, or even better, in water. These options mean the fruit is not sitting in syrup loaded with added sugar. Before eating fruit that's packed in juice, pour it into a strainer and give it a quick rinse under running water. That simple 10-second step can wash away a significant amount of unwanted sugar. Your best option is always fresh fruit or unsweetened frozen fruit. They retain all their natural fiber and contain none of the hidden threats linked to stroke or heart attack. Number 4. Dried fruit. If canned fruit cocktail is the enemy hiding in your pantry, then dried fruit is a more cunning imposter. It disguises itself as a healthy snack, a trusted companion for active people. Let's try a simple mental experiment. Picture a large, juicy bunch of fresh grapes on your table. It takes up space, and after eating the whole thing, you'd probably feel full. Now imagine using a magic machine to remove all the water from that same bunch. What's left? A small handful of raisins that fits neatly in your palm. The grapes and the raisins contain the same amount of sugar and calories. But which one is easier to eat in one sitting? This is the trap of calorie and sugar density. Dried fruit has been stripped of the very element water that helps you feel full, making it easy to overeat without even realizing it. Just a few handfuls of raisins can load your body with as much sugar and calories as a large chocolate bar. When calorie intake exceeds your body's needs, the excess is stored as fat. Over time, this leads to weight gain and obesity. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, obesity is a major risk factor for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes, 3 leading contributors to stroke. Even though it feels like you're eating a natural snack, your body is actually facing a heavy dose of concentrated sugar and calories that can quietly increase the risk of heart attack and stroke. So here are a few smart solutions. 1. Never eat dried fruit straight from a large bag. Their role should be that of a seasoning or accent, not a main snack. Overeating them can quietly increase your risk of stroke and heart attack due to their high sugar density. 2. Use them in small portions and pair them with green foods like leafy vegetables or a fiber-rich salad. This is a smart way to enjoy their natural sweetness without overwhelming your body with added sugar, helping you reduce the risk of stroke and heart attack. 3. When choosing between a fresh apple and a bag of dried apple slices, always go with the fresh apple. It's full of water, packed with fiber, and will keep you full much longer with far fewer calories and a lower risk of heart attack and stroke. Number 3. Morning orange juice. That classic glass of orange juice, an icon of the healthy breakfast, can quietly damage your blood vessels, especially in older adults like Mr. John, 75, who's been drinking orange juice every morning for 50 years to get his vitamin C. But the problem isn't the orange, it's the juicer. When you eat a whole orange, you get vitamins, water, natural sugar, and most importantly, fiber. a critical nutrient that slows digestion and helps release sugar into the bloodstream gradually, like a biological brake. However, once the orange is juiced, most of that fiber is removed, leaving behind just liquid and fructose. Without fiber acting as a brake, that sugar rushes into your bloodstream, triggering a blood sugar spike and forcing your body to release a surge of insulin. Repeating this process every day can lead to insulin resistance, a direct pathway to type 2 diabetes. These repeated blood sugar spikes also cause micro damage to the vessel walls, reducing elasticity, promoting hardening and rupture, and laying the groundwork for plaque formation, a silent process that leads to stroke. Though Mr. John believes he's drinking something packed with vitamins, in reality, he's creating a daily sugar storm for his cardiovascular system, increasing the long-term risk of heart attack and stroke. This is the mindset we need to shift. 1. Eat your fruit, don't drink it. That's the mantra worth remembering. Instead of drinking a glass of juice, eat the whole orange. You'll feel fuller, consume fewer calories, and most importantly, get the full dose of protective fiber that helps guard against heart attack and stroke. 2. Switch to smoothies. If you enjoy drinking your fruit, use a blender instead of a juicer. Blending keeps the whole fruit intact, including the all-important fiber. A smoothie made with orange, Greek yogurt, and spinach is a far more nutritious and heart-friendly breakfast choice, one that supports your health instead of silently increasing your risk of stroke and heart attack. 3. Drink water. Eat fruit. The best way to give your body both vitamin C and hydration is to drink a glass of plain water and then eat a whole orange. It's simple, natural, and exactly how nature intended us to absorb nutrients without increasing the risk of stroke or heart attack. Number 2. Watermelon. To understand watermelon, we first need to meet an important concept: the glycemic index, GI. Think of GI as a speedometer. It doesn't measure how much sugar is in a food, but how quickly that sugar enters your bloodstream after eating. The scale runs from 0 to 100. Plain water has a GI of 0. Pure glucose tops the chart at 100. And watermelon? It has a GI around 70 to 80, roughly the same as a slice of white bread. This means that even though the sugar in watermelon is natural, it's absorbed into your bloodstream very quickly. For younger, healthy adults, the body can handle this sudden rise in blood sugar. But for those over 60, with slower metabolism and reduced insulin sensitivity, eating large amounts of watermelon at once is like pushing an old engine to its limits. This rapid spike in blood sugar forces the pancreas to release insulin repeatedly, placing it under constant stress. Over time, this can lead to microscopic damage in the blood vessel walls. Repeated injury causes arteries to lose flexibility, become inflamed, and build up plaque, increasing the risk of cardiovascular disease, especially stroke. You may think you're simply staying hydrated, but in reality, you're putting your cardiovascular system to the test. There's no need to give up watermelon. It's a refreshing gift of summer, but it must be enjoyed in moderation. 1. Don't treat watermelon as a food you can eat without limits. Think of it as a sweet dessert, much like a slice of cake. A reasonable portion is 1 medium-sized triangular slice, or about 1 cup of small cubes. Eat that and stop there. 2. When eating watermelon, try pairing it with foods rich in protein and healthy fats, such as a small handful of almonds, walnuts, or a bit of feta cheese. This combination helps slow down digestion, reducing the risk of a blood sugar spike, a key factor in protecting your heart health and preventing strain on your cardiovascular system. 3. Avoid eating large amounts of watermelon on an empty stomach, as this is when sugar is absorbed the fastest. Instead, enjoy watermelon as a dessert after a well-balanced main meal. This simple shift can help you better manage your blood sugar levels and reduce unnecessary stress on your cardiovascular system. Number 1. Coconut oil. This is one of the most deceptive and most dangerous culprits. I know someone, Carol, 68 years old, a devoted reader of health blogs. After reading countless articles praising coconut oil as a healthy fat, good for the brain, and a brilliant alternative to butter, she decided to make a change. She eliminated her regular cooking oils and switched entirely to coconut oil for everything from frying eggs in the morning to sautéing vegetables at night. She felt like she was ahead of her time, doing the smartest thing for her heart and her mind. But the truth is, that decision was quietly bringing her closer to the risk of a stroke. Let's talk about a core concept: saturated fat. Coconut oil contains an exceptionally high level of saturated fat, up to 80 to 90%, even higher than pork lard. For decades, the medical community has studied this closely and reached a strong conclusion. A diet high in saturated fat can raise your blood levels of LDL cholesterol. LDL, often called the bad cholesterol, can be imagined as a kind of sticky residue that clings to the inner walls of your arteries, from the coronary arteries that supply the heart to the carotid arteries that carry blood to the brain. This buildup is called atherosclerosis, a condition that gradually narrows and hardens the arteries, reduces blood flow, and forces the heart to pump harder, leading to high blood pressure. The greatest danger arises when one of these plaques ruptures, triggering the body to form a blood clot at the site. If the clot becomes large enough to completely block blood flow to the brain, it results in an ischemic stroke. The American Heart Association offers clear guidance: limit saturated fat, including coconut oil, to lower your risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. Tim Talam. This doesn't mean that a single spoonful of coconut oil will cause immediate harm. The real issue lies in using it as your primary daily fat. The solution here is about substitution and making smarter choices. 1. Extra virgin olive oil is one of the best choices when it comes to heart-healthy fats. Rich in monounsaturated fats and antioxidants, olive oil has been shown in numerous studies to lower bad cholesterol, LDL, reduce inflammation, and protect the cardiovascular system. It's ideal for salads or for cooking at low to medium temperatures. 2. Avocado oil is an excellent choice for high-heat cooking. With a high smoke point and a rich content of monounsaturated fats, it serves as a heart-healthy alternative to saturated fats. 3. Beyond cooking oils, be sure to include a variety of other healthy fat sources in your diet, such as nuts like almonds and walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, avocados, and fatty fish like salmon, an excellent source of omega-3s that support heart health.